All right, guys. So I promised a couple weeks ago that if we got any more information about leagues, such as the Relics, I would make a video. And seeing as we are 12 days away from leagues going live, they have announced a bunch of the Relics. So this is just going to be like a breakdown of the different Relics, what they do. I'm just going to be reading this off of the official RuneScape wiki, pretty updated. So yeah, we know what the first few relics are. So I'm just gonna get straight into it. Make sure to subscribe if you aren't. Make sure to check out the RuneScape tip series if you're coming over from old school RuneScape and you want to get into RuneScape 3. Might have some tips you might find useful for getting started on RuneScape 3. So we only know of one tier at this point, which is tier 1. The base thing is that League XP is multiplied by 4x, so for every 1 XP you would normally gain, you gain 4 XP. Super simple. The first relic is going to be called the Excavator Relic. It grants a pickaxe that provides mining and archaeology benefits, counting as both a pickaxe and a matic. So while training mining with this special pickaxe, you will automatically bank all ores. Ores are automatically smelted into bars without the required smithing level. I don't know how that works because you need secondary ores. So I don't know if you'll just get a bar for each ore. For mithril you need coal. Do I still need coal if I mine coal? How does that work? Or do I have to have the secondary in my bank or in my ore box for it to work? Who knows? I guess we'll kind of find out closer. Gems are automatically cut, so that's going to be great. That's actually huge. If you are unfamiliar, gem mining at a low level is a great way to train up your crafting on RuneScape 3, and so that would be great. So you could immediately. I wonder if you get the XP. It doesn't clarify. That would be something good to know. Something to keep in mind. Double damage for rock opportunities. That's the rock gets all sparkly. You click on the rock. That's what a rock opportunity is. While training archaeology with the tool equipped, bank archaeology materials automatically. So that is great. That saves you what you would need for divination and 5 times chronote gain. I don't know. I feel like this archaeology is the weaker one here. Time sprites are stationary, follow the player. Really, okay. Honestly, I don't think the archaeology one's going to be that big. The mining might be huge just because, smithing is a great way to get XP early on as a Iron Man, or not XP, but get your combat gear. But that was before they came out with necromancy, so I don't know how that will affect it. Anyways, divine woodcutter is the next one. So similar to the excavator, you get a hatchet. I think I should clarify, these first 3 relics you have to pick one of the 3, so it's kind of important to keep these in mind when you're picking them, if they work like old school RuneScape, I believe. But anyways, so Divine Woodcutter grants a powerful hatchet for both woodcutting and divination. While training woodcutting with the tool equipped, logs are automatically burnt. Unburnt logs and bird nests are automatically sent to the bank. So that is huge. Kind of. I don't think you would use the burning unless you're trying to train fire making. But I'm trying to think of it depends on what point systems you're going for. But what's probably going to be bigger here is while training divination, memories are automatically deposited straight into the rift, and chronicles are captured instantly. Divine springs last 60% longer, double divine energy. So divination is really important. So these 2 things, both of these only affect the specific ore, but the porters you would need from divination, you would get your divination levels up so quickly. This would be basically AFK. But finally, Animal Wrangler grants a special harpoon for both fishing and hunting. While fishing, you get no bait is required, 50% increased catch rate for all fish. All fish caught are sent to the bank. Fish can be automatically cooked. That is great because that's easy to get good food. Traps never fail. The hunter specials are traps never fail, all hunter loot is sent to the bank, double hunter loot. Oh, that would be huge, especially for big game hunter. I don't know if that would count towards big game hunter. If it does, that would be huge because big game hunter, like you get so many herbs, so many crafting supplies. It's amazing. Honestly, if I were to say anything, it's probably you're gonna see a lot more Divine Woodcutter or Animal Wrangler. The Excavator one, just eh. Those are the only three we know of the tier of, it sounds like, for right now. So just keep that in mind. All of these other ones, you're probably not going to be able to pick more than one. So like these, the combat relics, I don't think you'll be able to get more than just the one relic. Hold on, gotta move my guy to chop trees. Still working on 200 mil wood cutting from chopping elder trees. Make sure you're subscribed to get the video for the loot from chopping all of those trees. Or at least I'll probably do a check-in at 120, which we're super close to. But anyways, so the first combat relic is Barbarism. Generate 2 times the adrenaline with basic melee abilities. Melee ability cooldowns are reduced by 20%. 100% crit chance with melee attacks. Oh my god, that is huge. Okay, I think it looks like all of both the combats you get 100%, but melee attack range is increased by 1. Melee base damage increased by 500. Melee base damage heals for 10% of damage dealt. That is just ridiculous. Okay, so that is huge. That is insane. Oh man. That's something to keep in mind. You'd probably want the Excavator relic if you're going to go down with the Barbarism, because that's going to be some really good gear. Because, like, if you paired that with the Masterwork sword, but you're probably not going to do that because you're going to go ahead and do bossing, I would assume. But yeah, that would be huge. So Barbarism, this is huge. I always think of like melee. I've always found I get the best speed kills with, and I'm bad at PVM, so that's something to keep in mind. Then you have Bombardment. This is like a range special relic. Generate 2 times adrenaline with basic range abilities. Range cooldowns are reduced by 20%. 100% crit chance. 50% chance to save ammunition in combat. That is huge because arrows and everything are super annoying to get. Honestly, if you're going with this, I don't see a lot of people. Okay, so unless you're going to go for like fletching really fast and do a bunch of quests, range is probably going to be the weakest of your picks, if you ask me. Just because, so most of range's damage comes from the arrows or the backromal bolts, and you don't unlock those till like level 90 fletching, and you have to do a crap ton of crazy quests for the arrows. So that's something to keep in mind when you're picking those. Other relics, Banker's Note. Receive the Banker's Note inventory item. So basically, I think this functions just like old school RuneScape. When you activate it, it automatically unnotes whatever's in your inventory. Manually use items on the note to unnote them into your inventory. I don't see this being that useful. If you're going a combat route, maybe skilling, but like with presets, I don't see that being super useful. Grants access to your bank from almost anywhere in the world. Never mind. That is huge because that would allow you to do super crazy long boss runs at some of the crazier bosses. Let's see. Farming Frenzy. Range of benefits to nurture your farming skills. Patches are harvested instantly. That is huge. Seeds planted instantly grow to full. That is huge because you get seeds now instead of herbs. So keep this in mind. In RuneScape 3, most bosses only drop seeds. They removed all herbs from the drop table. 15% chance to increase drop yield or crop yield. All patches are always treated with ultra compost. 20% chance to save plant seeds when sowing. Max plant herbs use a single seed. Okay. That is huge. Pretty much how to explain this one. There's a upgrade you can do to farming on RuneScape 3 where you can plant more than one seed at once. So this would allow you to plant the max range, but instead of using 10 seeds, you would just use one. And then let's take a look at Golden Footed. So this grants a pair of boots that ensure a sure-footed approach to agility. Golden Hawk boots. Basically silver hawk boots, but it looks like you don't have to recharge. If you don't know what that is, they're boots where while you're using abilities or ultimate abilities or while you're skilling, you get agility XP. I mean, I can see where that would be useful. Getting your agility up fast, but yeah, you get 1,000 coins for every... Okay, upon completing an agility course lap, receive 1,000 coins per agility level. That would be huge to do like the lowest level agility course and just get crap tons of gold. I could see where that would be useful. Upon completing an agility course lap, the agility XP from completing the lap is increased by 200%. That would be huge too. Anachronia, you would get like a huge stack of XP, so it'd be great for training XP, but you'd probably want to do something like the Gnome Stronghold or even the one in Berthorpe. There's an agility course in Berthorpe for that. Prevents you from failing agility course obstacles. That's a good one. That's something to keep in mind. All right, so next is Production Master. Grants you a Brooch of the Elder Gods. So various production activities will have this item process, will have their items processed at once. So that probably means like if you're making an inventory of crafting supplies or fletching, you just make them all at once. You will never burn food when cooking accidentally. Your Brooch of the Gods will supply you infinite urns. That is massive. Urns are a huge XP increase. So if keep in mind where these are paired with things. So like Production Master might be better for Golden Footed, but that's only if you're picking something else like maybe Farming Frenzy or something else like that. Keep that in mind. But anyways, so infinite urns, you will gain the benefits of portable skilling locations even when not using one. Basically, these just save you resources and give you increased XP. You can spawn Seren Spirits, Divine Blessings, Catalyst of Alteration, and Manifest of Knowledge. So Catalyst of Alteration give you clue scrolls. Seren Spirits give you a roll on the rare drop table. Divine Blessings give you invention materials. Manifest Knowledge gives you XP. So this is huge. This is probably one of the more broken ones I've seen in my opinion. +6 boost to all the crafting skills. So smithing, herblore, cooking, crafting, and construction. That is massive. Next is Perfection. This is huge if you are a going to be doing PvM or killing monsters or bosses. I looked into that before I did this video or decided to record, and I just want to say like this perk or this relic is going to be insane. Gain an incredible stack of invention-related boosts. Access infinite invention materials. This is insane because like so much of your damage late game comes from invention. So like 99% of people are going to pick this. If you are doing any sort of PvM or you want to do bossing, pick this one. Trust me, you're going to pick this one. Helpful perks will trigger 10% more often, so skilling perks probably is what that's referring to. Invention machines run twice as fast. When disassembling or alchemizing items manually, gain the resources from both actions. Oh, so if you're alching or disassembling, you'll get gold or that. Oh, that is insane. When disassembling or alchemizing items manually, have a 66% chance to save the resource. Unlock all blueprints from dwarf and goblin tech trees. This is just broken. This is good. Like I say, if you're going to do any form of bossing, you're going to be picking this one. Just keep in mind, you have to probably still get 80 crafting divination and smithing to unlock invention. So that just keep that in mind when you're picking this one. If you're not close to those levels, or if you're going to go down the PVM path, you might want to focus on doing that, just unless it's already unlocked. I don't think it would be, but who knows? They might do that for leagues. Finally, 5-finger discount. Never fail a thieving check. All thieving loot is noted. If stealing from stalls does not cause them to deplete, reduce safe cracking cooldown to 1 minute. Okay, this is just going to be like, safe cracking is a great way to get gold. So if you aren't picking like the golden footed, I would pick the safe cracking. My guess is you're probably going to have like the farming frenzy, golden footed, and 5-finger discount on the same one. If you're doing bossing, you'll probably want to pick farming frenzy just for the to be able to make potions. If you are doing more of a skilling route, you're probably going to want to pick the production master. The 5-finger discount is probably going to be the weakest, assuming if those are in the same tier. That's just what I'm guessing. But before we finish, just wanted to share, they did announce the rewards. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to be getting inverted skill capes, but it's just a bunch of cosmetics that you can have in game. So I'll show these really quick. A different hatchet, different pick, and a staff. So yeah, and then of course you get a trophy to carry. So that is pretty cool. Hopefully you guys learned something. If you did, make sure to give the video a like. If you're from old school RuneScape, like I said, if you're going to try out leagues, check out my RuneScape tips and tricks series. It's definitely, they're shorter videos, kind of like bite-sized videos that give you information on how to like do certain things in the game. It's meant for like returning players, new players, or kind of everyone who plays a game. Hopefully everyone finds something useful from it, but just want to plug that in case you're looking at trying leagues and you're one of my old school RuneScape video watchers. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Give the video a like if you learned something, share it with your friends, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace out.